Hey guys, Xaryu here, and today I'm going to be playing some Xardazzle. And for those of you guys that forgot or don't remember or don't know, Xardazzle is my ELE Shaman. I have not touched this character in about a year, but recently logged in and had a ton of fun. But first, I want to say thank you to my boys over at Stream Deck for hooking me up with a Stream Deck. Helps me out when I stream, but check this out. I can swap between scenes just like this, back and forth. Hell yeah. So we're jumping into the game. Shout out to my boys at Stream Deck. I do love it. It helps me a lot when I'm streaming. It helps with these YouTube videos as well, so that's pretty cool. But guys, Xardazzle. We're dazzling tonight, or today, whatever time you guys are watching this. So, ELE Shaman. I have not touched this character in about a year. I've been playing a lot of my Rogue. I've been playing a little bit of my Shadow Priest. I'm playing some Arcane Mage, Frost Mage, Holy Priest, Disc Priest, and I was like, you know what? Let's throw in some ELE Shaman into the mix. And for those of you guys that play ELE, you guys are probably going to love this. And I'm just going to talk about mainly my positioning in this video and a little bit about Shaman rotation. Keep in mind, guys, I know I've said it a couple times, I am not an ELE Shaman pro. I do not claim to be. I have not played my Shaman in quite some time. This is my first session back queuing him. Like in a very long time, and even when I did play him back then, I wasn't a pro or anything by any means. Cap totem, kill the cap totem right there. Spreading, kill the Sky Fury totem right there. Throwing out the Earth Shock stun when I need to be very disruptive. I'm keeping Flame Shock on as many targets as possible. Guys, keep in mind right here on my screen is where you see my my cooldowns, my Ice Fury, my Instant Chain Lightnings. I don't even remember what this was called. Stormkeeper. So we have Stormkeeper, Ice Fury, then we have Lava Burst. So I can kind of quickly see at a glance when I have damage or when I don't have damage. I would definitely recommend setting your guys' UI up just like this, or not just on Shaman, but on any class that you're playing. You know, if you're playing Mage, Icy Veins and Orb should be next to each other, just so at a quick glance you can see, do I have damage or don't I? So, you know, Stormkeeper, Ice Fury, Lava Burst. Right here, just a quick glance, I can see, you know, how much damage I have available. Positioning, guys, I want to, like, quickly note, my Shaman and my Boomkin are kind of playing in the room, but as an ELE Shaman, I can really push out in the middle of the map, and I can play very aggressive without dying, and it's kind of like difficult to explain how this is possible, but if you're just running around the pillar, killing the cap totems when you can, line of sighting the chaos bolts, keeping flame shocks in all three, you're pretty much just an annoyance, a big annoyance for the other team, and there's no downside really. So I can pretty much be in the enemy team's face, throwing out, you know, Frost Shocks, Ice Fury, Stormkeeper, Lava Bursts, just a ton of damage, being very disruptive with slows, not groundings, but, you know, root totems, slows, knockbacks, and I'm just running around the pillar. Whenever I have Curse of Tongues on me, I should be decursing it. Xardazzle, there's the decurse right there. Decursing that Tongues. And with the Healing Surge talent, whenever I cast Healing Surge on myself, I get that initial, or another Healing Surge 3 seconds later. I can really just keep myself, sustain myself with maybe an Earth Shield, a Riptide, and then healing myself every now and then. And I can play up in front on this pillar, harassing the enemy team without risking my, you know, without dying, really. I can just play very aggressive. The main thing that we want to focus on in this game, guys, is the lockdown on the Shadow Priest. We're stopping all of the vampiric touches. We're kind of letting Chaos Bolts go off. You're not going to die to just one Chaos Bolt. How this team kills you is they kind of rot you down at the vampiric touches. They rot you down at the spread pressure, and then they land a Chaos Bolt. If you never let a vampiric touch go off in the first place, you will be okay. You see the Earth Grab and the Earth Bind totem going on either side of the pillar. That's to keep them nice and slow. And then look at this, guys. I'm getting low HP, throwing a couple healing surges on myself. I'm half HP. The next healing surges come in from that talent. Throw a couple more healing surge. Keep ghost wolfing around the pillar. Get rid of those slows. The flame shops keep coming out. And then this is kind of defining the ELE Shaman playstyle right now. It's a lot of instant cast damage. It's a lot of purges. It's a lot of slows. It's basically annoying the other team and war of attritioning them down, right? You're not just going to like run in and completely stomp. By the way, I guess I failed to mention, I'm playing Boomkin, ELE Shaman, Resto Shaman. We're playing Double Shaman, which is actually quite fun because you have twice the Sky Furies. And we are fighting a Destruction Warlock, Shadow Priest, Resto Shaman. So we're both kind of a dampening cleave. And kill that Cap Totem right there. The Cap Totem's very important to kill, by the way. Just as a side note, I'll interrupt myself. It's very important to destroy the thing that will allow you to actually die, right? The reason I can stay alive is because I'm constantly mobile, constantly line of sighting the Priest and the Warlock. But if I'm not, and if I'm in a stun or a coil into a stun, then I can die, right? Because then I'm stuck stationary, unfortunately. So killing those Cap Totems, very, very important. But yeah, kind of just spreading those Flame Shocks, kind of stopping enemy cast with Shears, keeping those slows down. Sky Fury Totem when I can with the Stormkeeper, the Ice Fury, maybe if my Boomkin calls it for the full moon. And other than that, guys, we are going to just dampen is the name of the game. Wait till the dampening gets nice and high, play a very defensive game, shearing all these Vampiric Touches, make sure to not get juked on your shear, and then just continuing to route them down. And I think about, you know, a little bit further into this game, when dampening hits about 50% or some 40, 50, 60%, is when I'll actually pull back and really make sure that they do not get a single cast off, and they'll just die, guys, to instant cast damage. And guess what? Shadow Priest won't be able to cast. Destruction Warlock won't be able to cast. And we will just, you know, slowly route them down with all of our instant cast Boomkin damage and instant cast ELE Shaman damage. So that's kind of what we're doing here. But once again, guys, my Shaman and Boomkin have not left the room. I'm out here on this pillar solo, and I am just doing, you know, a good job of line of sighting Chaos Bolts and line of sighting Vampiric Touches. That's about it. There's the Reflection. I purged the Reflection, actually shear that Chaos Bolt, which, you know, you don't even need to shear too many bolts. You can just line of sight the bolts, or you can even eat like a single bolt. You don't want to eat like 2 Dark Soul bolts or anything like that. Here the Siphene is, kill the Siphene, try to kill the Cap Totem, wasn't quite quick enough. And this is, you know, when it gets a little scary, when I get stunned, when I get coiled, that's when, you know, it's a little scary, but I just Ghost Wolf back around the pillar, keep the Flame Shocks up, keep the slows up, toss a Healing Surge or 2 on myself, have that Earth Shield tick, and have the Riptide ticking, and before you know it, I'll be back to full HP. And this type of War of Attrition type of playstyle really goes well, and you can continue to play this way for quite some time. As you see, I'm going to fast forward through this game a little bit here, and it works perfectly fine. Make sure to kill the Siphones, you know, make sure to kill the Cap Totems, kind of make sure to... The big thing here, guys, I've mentioned this a couple times already, but the big thing is the Vampiric Touches. You don't want to get them out of hand. If the Priest had a Vampiric Touch on me, my Boomkin, and the Shaman for an extended period of time, guess what? We're all going to rot. We're all going to die. However, if we constantly line of sight, constantly shear, constantly ground on these Vampiric Touches, we will all be full HP, as you see here. Like it's that clear. It's night and day. It's lit. It's like, it's so clear to me. If you stop the Vampiric Touches, you're full HP. If you don't stop the Vampiric Touches, you're all going to rot. Okay, so we're gonna fast forward through this game a little bit more. All of you ELE Shamans out here can definitely take note. I actually tried to line of sight that Chaos Bolt there, but it does land through the pillar a little bit anyway. The Master Spell comes down a little bit annoying, but that's okay. Mind Bomb Silence, and this is when it gets a little scary, right? Mind Bomb Silence, my healer obviously can't dispel me. I'm not running Trinket. I am more Relentless, so I'm just gonna eat the rest of that stun, continuing to run around the pillar. And I'm line of sighting, even though my healer can't heal me, because I'll be safe. I'll be safe if I can just, you know, keep line of sighting, throw off some heals onto myself, maybe get a heal or 2 here. I'm actually out of mana, but basically, guys, the enemy team can't do damage unless they're casting on me, right? So if I'm continuing to line of sight, even if I'm 1% HP, if I'm continuing to line of sight, have an Earth Shield up maybe, and just throw a heal on myself every now and then, I'll be fine. The way I die against this is by staying still. Okay, the way I die, think about it as like a PvE fight. The way you die is if you stand still. If you stand still for too long, that's about it. Like if you simplify it to that basic like principle, as an ELE Shaman, just continuing to move, it probably helps a lot of people move forward, because the problem is a lot of like ELE Shamans, you might just be in the middle of the map, you know, kill the Siphene there, kill the Cap Totem there. Once again, really want to emphasize that. Might just be in the middle of the map, eating a lot of damage. Like even right there, I probably didn't have to eat either the Vampiric Touch or the Chaos Bolt. And the biggest strength of ELE Shaman, guys, the reason they're so good right now is because there's so many instant cast spells, and if you're just constantly poking in and out of line of sight, you can't do anything against it. Like, there's a Shadow Priest. I play Shadow Priest myself, and there's no counterplay. It's very difficult to actually get anything done against an ELE Shaman. That's why I say myself that ELE Shamans counter Shadow Priest. You know, they counter other casters because they can just shut them down so well. So when you're playing ELE Shaman, you know, that's what you want to do. And I think that's part of the reason, even though I don't play Shaman, this is one of my first games back to playing Shaman in a very long time. And even when I did play it, you know, I didn't really play it. It's because I play against them, and I know what they do to annoy me. So I kind of knew how to play it when I was in the driver's seat actually playing the Shaman, right? I didn't really know like all the intricacies, but you know, I knew how to annoy people because I get annoyed by Shamans all the time. So we'll fast forward through this game a little bit more. This was, of course, quite the dampener. Like I said, we're both dampening cleaves. We don't have a ton of kill potential. It's going to take a lot of healing reduction for this game to actually finish out. But, you know, once this game gets a little bit deeper into dampening and we have Stormkeepers coming out and they're not really getting any damage extra line of sighting, they will definitely rot. I want to get to the point in the game where I am forced kind of to come off of the pillar for the first time, and that's right about here, I believe. So we're avoiding the cap totem. I'm getting, you know, 30% life, getting pretty low here. And at this point, my Shaman and my Boomkin are doing completely fine, and I think about this point, dampening is like, okay, it's been high enough. I can't continue to heal myself through the little spread pressure. And the big thing, we're starting to run. Look at because why? Vampiric Touch on all three of us. That is the big problem, right? Vampiric Touch on all three of us. And I guess it's a little bit further here into this game, and I decide to actually come back. So I'm about 20% life, and I'm like, okay, this is the point where I need to come back. I just flashed over the dampening right there, but I didn't quite see it. I think it's about 50 or 60% dampening, and I can't heal myself anymore. We're going to now ultra emphasize the point where we want to stop all casts from being casted, right? If we can do that, we're not going to die. Well, I'll be full life, right? If they're not casting, we should be fine. If they're getting any of these casts off, it's going to be brutal. So that Vampiric Touch was lined, the Chaos Bolt was shocked there. The Immolates are being casted. Immolates aren't a huge deal. Mind Flay's not a huge deal. It's more the Vampiric Touches than Chaos Bolts that we really want to stop. So I guess that's another big point, guys. Don't kick Immolate. You know, don't kick Mind Flay. Don't kick even Mind Blast. It's more of the you know, the Chaos Bolt and the Vampiric Touches, I guess, against this team that you really want to focus on. Now, Shifter has one Vampiric Touch. My Shaman dispels it. The Mind Bomb comes out. Can't really stop that Mind Bomb. Mind Bomb, we actually both eat it there. A little bit unfortunate. I do have a Shear available. Shear that Vampiric Touch. We're all getting a little bit low here. But once we continue to line aside a little bit more and have my Shaman just keep casting on us, I think we'll get topped off. But the problem is for the enemy team is they're not going to be able to get topped off because our damage isn't going to let up even when we're not casting. Warlock has Reflect here, throwing out a couple purges. The Shear comes out onto that Chaos Bolt. And now look at it. Our life is slowly going up here. Fast forward through a little bit more. My Shaman's getting quite low. Hopefully he has something to survive. Looks like he pops wall. Looks like he's going to be okay for now. And just like me, my healer Shaman, my Resto Shaman can Ghost Wolf and just line of sight and make sure no extra damage is coming in at any given time. I'm getting pretty low here now, 20% life. The stun comes out, line of sight that cap totem, 13% life. And once again, line of sighting, they can't actually kill me as long as I play well. Throwing out a couple of heals to myself as well. Vampiric Touch, shear it, make sure it doesn't actually get off. And then the game goes further and further on. At some point, though, we take a slight mana lead. At some point, the momentum shifts a little bit because they can't really get many cast off. And then even at this point in dampening, once they can't get cast off, guys, like it just gets worse and worse for them. Not saying that it's an impossible matchup for them, but I think if both teams play perfectly here, the Boomkin ELE has the advantage. And this is really what I'm talking about. Look at us. Now we're all kind of full HP. We've kind of gotten topped off. We've kind of recovered. The enemy team's all about half. And if we still line of sight, we still have 0 Vampiric Touches. We don't let them get Chaos Bolts off. We don't let them basically play their characters. They're going to back off and they're eventually going to lose. Look at us. We're all full HP. There's not much the enemy team could do about that in late dampening. The only thing that they could do is stay back and say, we're not going to play your pillar game. We're going to wait till you come out and play. But even then, we would just poke them to death until eventually dampening was so high they couldn't heal through it. So that's kind of how that matchup goes. That's how ELE Shaman's played right now, guys. This is one of my first games back on ELE Shaman. We're playing around 2300 MMR. We're playing some Boomkin ELE Arsham. This was the damage breakdown if you guys want to take a look. guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. That was an ELE Shaman breakdown. ELE Shaman, it sounds weird to even say. I haven't played that character in so long, but guys, make sure to thumbs video up if you liked ELE Shaman, and if you do, I will hear you guys and upload some more ELE Shaman walkthroughs, some more ELE Shaman gameplay as I learn and get better. But I've been playing a lot of classes right now. Thumbs video down, guys, if you did not like ELE Shaman, so I definitely know not to upload more ELE Shaman, and talk to me in the comments about what you guys want to see for next time. Make sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.